Good morning, students. Welcome to the switching theory and logic design class. Today we are going to start third unit. So our subject third unit, switching theory and logic design, third unit. In the second unit we have discussed the combinational logic circuits. We are continuing the same topic in this third unit also. So here coming to our third unit is divided into majorly two parts. The first part is combinational logic circuits design using MSI and LSI, and second one introduction to the PLDs. So coming to the first part of this unit, combinational logic circuits design using MSI and LSI. So combinational logic circuits, that is adders, it may be subtractors, it may be any type of adders or multipliers or maybe subtractors, whatever it may be. So after that, in this subject, in this unit also, we are going to know some of the new combinational logic circuits like decoders, encoders, multiplexers, demultiplexers, comparators, parity bit generators. Some of the examples of combinational logic circuits design we will see, and we will see these designs by using MSI and LSI. Where MSI full form is MSI. MSI stands for medium scale of integration. Medium scale of integration. Where MSI stands for medium scale of integration and LSI stands for large scale of integration. In your third unit, in your third year, second semester, you have a subject called VLSI. That is very large scale integrated circuits. So in this unit we are going to see MSI, LSI technology. Actually we have different types of IC technologies. It will start from small scale integrated IC technologies, that is integration. SSI, after that SSI we have MSI, medium scale of integration. Next LSI, large scale of integration. After that we have very large scale of integration. That very large scale of integration, that is VLSI subject, you will see in your third year second semester, but here we are going to see the concept of MSI and LSI only. Okay, great. Now coming to here, so this is the first point, and second one, introduction to PLDs, where PLD stands for programmable logical devices. PLD stands for programmable logical devices. Programmable logical devices. So coming to that first part of this unit, there is combinational logic circuits designed using MSI and LSI. In this concept, we are going to learn some of the first basics of the combinational circuits. The first one, design of encoders and decoders. Design of encoders and decoders we will see, and design of multiplexers and demultiplexers, and implementation of higher order circuits using lower order circuits, and realization of Boolean functions using decoders and multiplexers. So actually these all the circuits are very helpful to implement any type of Boolean function. For example, you said that y is equal to a bar b plus ab bar plus abcd plus ab bar b c bar d bar. Like that, you have given some function. That function generally by using and or gates you are implementing. Okay, so here he is asking you have to implement the same function by using decoders and encoders concept, otherwise multiplexers, demultiplexers concept. Okay, so first you have to learn these encoders and decoders and multiplexers, demultiplexers. Then you will see how to implement any type of function by using decoders and encoders. Okay, next, design of priority encoder. So you have to implement priority encoder. Encoders we already say seeing the concept here. We are discussing the concept here. But a special type of encoder is there, that is called priority encoder. That we will see in a separate session. And coming to the next, design of 4-bit digital comparator. Design of 4-bit digital comparator. That is a digital comparator compare two values. And 7-segment decoder. This is already we have discussed in the second unit last. That is in the 42nd lecture. 42nd lecture we have already discussed. So no, we are not discussing this concept here. Otherwise, you can see this concept from the lecture 42. I will post it in groups. Next, study the relevant IC pin diagrams and their functions like 7442, 7447, 7485, 74154. These are the 4 ICs, these functionalities we have to check. Is these ICs are related to multiplexers or encoders or decoders, that we will see in the coming classes. First we will see the encoder and decoder definitions. In this class we will see the decoder operations. Particularly in this class we will see the decoder operations. Decoder operations we will see, and we will implement higher order decoders by using lower order decoders also. Okay, right. Next, second part of this unit, in this part, introduction to PLDs, programmable logic devices. We have 3 types of programmable logic devices. They are PROM, programmable read-only memory, and PAL, programmable array logic, and PLA, programmable logic array. So these 3 comes under category of PLDs. Okay, these 3 basic structures we will see in this class, in this second part of this third unit. We will see their basic structures, and we will see different types of Boolean functions, how we can realize by using this PLA, PAL, PROM. So any type of Boolean function we can implement by using PLA, PAL, PROM also. Okay, next last one, programming table. For this we have to design the programming table. So these are the concepts we are discussing in the second part of the third unit. So welcome to the next concept of design of encoders and decoders. So in this class we are going to discuss about the decoders concept. So before going to see the definition of decoders, first you have to understand what is meant by a communication system and where we are using these encoders and decoders. Now coming to here, the communication system. For example, communication system, how you are interacting with your friend. You are interacting with your friend with your voice, with using some sounds. So the sounds may be in the Telugu language, English language, or it may be Hindi language. So when you are talking, so you are saying some information. This information is received by your friend, and you are he is doing some of the activities based on your instructions. For example, he is saying that give me that pen. Hey, give me that pen. So he is asking some pen. So he understood his voice, his directions. Okay, his commands he is understanding. Then he is analyzing. So my friend is said that he want a pen, and that pen is very nearer to me, and I have to take that pen and I have to give to my pen. So in his mind, these informations are almost all the informations are decoded, and he will take the pen and he will give the pen to his friend. Okay, it is nothing but as he is giving one side, we are giving the information. Another side, it is receiving this information. Okay, the information is decoding by the receivers. It's very simple thing. Transmitter side, we are using encoders, and receiver side, we are using decoders. For example, take an example with mobiles. So here, this is my mobile. At the transmitter side, my mobile is there, and receiver side, your mobile is there. So I taken my phone, right? I have taken my phone and I did some number. So your number. Okay, for example, some of the your friends are not coming regularly. So I have taken my mobile and I entered who is not coming regularly to the college, and I dialed. So when I started the calling, so that phone call is received by your friend. So your friend lifted the call, and I said that why you are absent from the college, why you are not coming to the college. Yes. So I will ask some questions. So these questions will be decoded by him. So what he think? So I am not coming daily to the college. So for that reason, my sir is asking that why I am not coming to the college. So then he will first decode that question, and he will give the answer. Now he is starting to give the information. Sir, due to my health problem, I am not coming to the college. Now he is transmitter. Now the faculty is the receiver. Okay, it is very simple thing. So when the transmitter is giving the information, this is acting as an encoder. That is the decoder. When the receiver is giving the information, it is acting as an encoder. This is acting as the decoder. Then it is the receiver. It is the transmitter. So see here, here in this diagram I have given only one transmitter, one receiver. So from this side I am giving the information, that side we are receiving the information. Here we are transmitting the information, here we are receiving the information. Okay, so this is the example. So here we are using here at the transmitter side encoders and receiver side we are using decoders. Okay, so here transmitter side I am here and receiver side your friend is here. Okay, so in between transmitter and receiver, in between encoder and decoder, we have a communication medium. How these two mobiles are connected? Through the wireless communication. Through the wireless communication, these two mobiles are connected. Transmitter and receiver, these two are transmitter and receiver, these two are connected by using a wireless communication medium. Previously, we have used landline mobiles. At that time, two phones are connected, two telephones are connected with a wired communication. Wired communication, those phones are connected. Present our mobiles are wireless devices. Wireless devices. Okay, so this is an example. So here we are using encoders. With encoders, we can use one more device also. That is called multiplexers. So transmitter side we are using encoders, multiplexers. Receiver side we are using decoders and demultiplexers. Receiver side we are using decoders and demultiplexers. And this is the standard communication diagram. This is the standard communication diagram. So this box is this white color box is representing the standard communication system. In this communication system, transmitter, receiver, and communication. So see here, you are generated some information at the transmitter side, and you are receiving the information at the receiver side. There may be a chance of adding noise in between the transmitter and receiver at the communication system. Right. Now we will see the definition of encoders and decoders. Okay, right. Now coming to here, right. Now coming to here, my right side part encoders and my left side part is decoder. Okay, this is encoder, this is decoder. Okay, transmitter side we have lot of information. Right, we have lot of information, and here decoder side we have very less information at the input side. So first see the encoder. This encoder has 2 power n inputs and n outputs. That means the encoder part, transmitter circuit diagram, as consisting of multiple inputs, and this transmitter output is it has very less number of outputs. Why? Because in between transmitter and receiver we have in between a communication system. It may be wired communication, it may be wireless communication. So the communication system, for example, internet cable we are taking from the broadband. That is a long distance is there in between our home and net provider office. In between we are using only a single wire to transmit all the information. Okay, so see here, the communication system can transmit less number of informations. So for that reason, all the informations were encoding with very less number of data. For example, your friend is absent for long days. Almost 1 month, 30 days he is absent. But I asked that why you are absent for 30 days. I am not asking every day. I am asking only one day at the end of the month. I am asking why you are absent for this 30 days. I am not asking every day why you are absent. Okay. So we have 30 days absent days. But we are representing with very less number of outputs only. Okay, so forget that example of attendance and we are not turning this example left that example. So see here we have 2 power n inputs and n outputs. So n is starting from n is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, like that you can give the value, right? So here, actually 0 is not valid in this condition. 0 is not valid in this condition. So you can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on. Okay, so these are the values you have to consider. For example, n outputs, 2 power n inputs. So I am writing here. This is generally we are representing 2 power n is to n. Otherwise, 2 power n by n. You can use any type of notation to represent the encoder. So the encoder has 2 power n inputs, n outputs. 2 power n inputs, n outputs. So you can use 2 power n is to n. Okay. Otherwise 2 power n by n. You can use any one. So I said that n is equal to 1. If n is equal to 1, then what is the 2 power n value? 2 power 1 is equal to 2. So the first encoder 2 by 1 encoder. So the first encoder 2 by 1 encoder. Next, if n is equal to 2, if n is equal to 2, then it becomes like 2 power 2, that is equal to 4. 4 is to 2 or 4 by 2. You can call anything. So we have encoders like this. 2 by 1 encoder, 4 by 2 encoder and 8 by 3 encoders. So here I am writing 2 by 1 encoder, 4 by 1 encoder, 8 by 1 encoder, 2 by 1 encoder, 4 by 2 encoder, 8 by 3 encoders, 16 by 4 encoder and 32 by 5 encoder. That means 32 inputs are available and 5 outputs are available. 16 inputs are available, 4 outputs are available. 8 inputs are available, 3 outputs are available. In the same way for decoder also, here see here, how many inputs here we have? N inputs and how many outputs here we have? 2 power n outputs. So the decoder generally we are representing with n by 2 power n decoder, n by 2 power n. So n by 2 power n. Where n is equal to 1, then the 2 power n value is equal to 2 power 1, that is equal to 2. So that is 1 by 2. 1 by 2. So 1 input, 2 outputs. For example, n is equal to 2, 2 inputs and 4 outputs. That is called 2 by 4 decoder. Next, 3 by 8 decoder. Next, 4 by 16 decoder. Next, 5 by 32 decoder. 5 by 32 decoder. So see here, encoder is the reverse of decoder. Decoder is the reverse of encoder. Okay. So these two are reverse for the input and output terminals. So this is the first point you have to remember. This is the first point you have to remember. And coming to that, encoder important points. Only one input is activated at a time. Binary code or pattern at the output. So see here. Here we are giving any one of the input here only. Okay. For example, so remember this one. I am erasing this one. Here we have, these are the encoder's configurations. These are the decoder configurations. So see here. Here I have, for example, 3 inputs. They are A1, A2, A3. Here I have A1, A2, A3, 3 inputs. Only one input is activated. Only one input activated, remaining all other inputs are deactivated. If it is 1, these two are 0. If it is 0, if it is 1, these two are 0. If it is 1, these two are 0. So these are the input combinations. Okay, right? Any one of the input will be activated at any one of the. So see here, at any of the time, only one input is activated. Only one input is activated. And how that is represented with the output. How the E1, E2, En signals are represented, that we will see. Right? Activated at the binary code or pattern at the output. Okay, right. Now coming to that decoder. Binary code or pattern at the input, only one output is activated at a time. Here we have D1, D2, D3 up to D small, D2 to the power of n. These are the number of outputs. Any one of the output will be activated at the output side. Okay, so that is the decoder side. That we will see clearly now. That is we will see clearly now. So now coming to the definition of decoders. So a combinational circuit, a decoder is a combinational circuit that converts binary information into the n-coded inputs to a maximum 2 power n coded outputs. Here I have n informations. It will convert it is into the 2 power n informations. For example, I have 5 informations, 5 coded informations if I have, it will convert into 32 coded informations. I have 3 coded informations at the input side for the decoder, and at the output side I have 8 coded informations at the output side I have. Okay, so this is generally we are representing n to 2 power n decoder, n to m decoder, where m is less than 2 power n. So this 2 power n I am representing with small m, then I can call this is a n to m decoder also. But this is a standard process. Don't follow this one, follow this one. N to 2 power n decoder. Say here example, BCD to 7 segment decoder where n is equal to 4 and n is equal to 10. That we will see, that we have already seen in the previous examples, BCD to 7 segment display. Where there we are giving 0 to 9. There is 4, by using 4 bits, we are giving 0 to 9 informations. With that I got totally 10 outputs. So 10 combinations I am getting. Okay, so that we will see in the next concept. Now coming to here, n is to 2 power n decoder. Now we will take an example. Right? First we will see the small example, then we will go with the big example. So here, first we will see 2 to 4 decoder. That is n is to 2 power n decoder. That I am taking n value is equal to 2, where n is equal to 2, 2 power n is equal to 4. So the decoder we are representing with the 2 to 4 decoder. 2 to 4 decoder, right? This 2 to 4 decoder generally we are representing like this. Here I have 2 inputs, x, y. Here I have 2 inputs, x and y. I have 2 inputs and outputs D0, D1, D2, D3. So this is the decoder. So for that reason I am saying that outputs are D0, D1, D2, D3. Some notation you can give. This is the standard notation we are using. So 2 inputs are available. If you want to work this gate, you have to switch on this gate. For the switching on this gate, you have to put a button. This is the on and off button. E is the on and off button. E for enable. You are enabling the device. Otherwise, you are not enabling the device. If the kit is in the off state, that is called not enabling situation. That is, you are not enabled. So if it is working, then the kit is in working state. That is, enable signal you have to give. Okay, enable signal you have to give. This is very, very important. With this enable signal only, we can do a lot of miracles in the encoders and decoders part. Okay, so presently in this decoder, this is only one enable signal. It may be 2 to 4 encoder, it may be 3 to 8 encoder, or 4 to 16 or 5 to 13 decoders, whatever it may be. Here we have only one enable signal. Remember, only one enable signal here we have. Now coming to that, the relation between x and y. For example, see here, x and y. These two are the input signals. So for these two inputs, generally these two inputs are binary inputs. So what are the maximum possible combinations? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So this is the possible combinations of inputs. And coming to the outputs, D0, D1, D2 and D3. These are the 4 outputs. These are the 4 outputs. So what is the condition of decoders? The decoders are representing any one of the output is in the active state. The remaining outputs are the off state. That means any one of the output is going to on and remaining all are off. So this is the one of the example. So see here, this is our truth table. So see here, when you are giving x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, then D0 is only 1 and the remaining all the output terminals are representing 0. When you are giving xy values is equal to 0, 1, that is x bar y. So when you selected this combination at the input side, then the output D1 terminal is goes to activate. So this D1 is going to activate when x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 1. When you are given x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 1, then the D1 is going to activate. D1 is going to activate. Now coming to the next combination. Here the third combination. When you take in 1, 0, 1, 0, here it is 1, it is 0. Then D2 terminal is going to on. Then D2 terminal is going to on and remaining terminals, D2 terminal is going to on and all the remaining terminals are going to 0. Next coming to that fourth condition. In this fourth condition, x and y values are 1. x value is equal to 1 and y value is equal to 1. Okay, now coming to that output. So in the output side, the D3 terminal is going to on. So see here, the D3 terminal is going to on and all the remaining output terminals are 0. So this is the one of the coding system. Off condition is also coding. On condition is also coding. It is very, very important. On condition is very important. Off condition is very, very important. Those are all very, very important. So finally, what we are saying that here, if x value and y value, so see here, if here we have x and y values, it will be 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. These four combinations are representing four different output states. So before that, this is very, very important. When enable is equal to 0, when enable is equal to 0, there is no possibility of taking inputs. So inputs we cannot take, inputs we can't take. Okay, so then all the outputs are in the deactivated states. All the outputs are in the deactivated states. So this is very, very important situation. When you are not switched on the kits, when you are not enabled the kit, it will not take the inputs and it will not give the output. Next coming to that, when enable is equal to 1, that means you switched on that kit, that means you are enabled that kit, that means you have given some power supply to that kit. Then it will check the what is the input. The input is equal to 0, 0. Then it will enable any one of the output. Here it enables D naught. Next check that enable is equal to 1 and XY values are 0, 1. Now the output of D1 is going to 1. Next in 1, 0 combination D2 and 1, 1 combination D3 is going to switching the condition. So for all these conditions, you have to check that for all the combinations, enable signal should be 1. Then only that it is in going to working situations. Okay, now. Now coming to here, the logic diagram for this one. The logic diagram for this one. So see here, D naught is equal to 1 in this situation only. So see here, D naught is equal to 1 for x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. D1 is equal to 1 when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 1. D2 is equal to 1 when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0. D3 is equal to 1 when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1. That means, so D naught is equal to, you can write x bar, y bar. D1 is equal to, you can write x bar, y. And D2 is equal to, you can write xy bar, and D3 you can write xy. So here I have written, see here, D naught is equal to xy bar, D1 is equal to xy bar, D2 is equal to x bar y, and D3 is equal to xy. D3 is equal to xy. Now see here I have x and y inputs. So I have taken two NOT gates. Now this is the x bar. So this is x and this is x bar, and this is y and this is y bar. So here I have an AND gate. For this AND gate, see here, x bar is connected, y bar is connected. So x bar, y bar, that is D naught. So now this is the D naught. Now that is the D naught. Next, see that for this AND gate, here x is connected here and y bar is connected here. X and y bar is connected here. So generally x y bar, this is D2. It's not D1. It's D2, right? It's D2, and next this one is x bar and this one is y. So finally this is D1, that is x bar y is D1. X bar y is equal to D1. This diagram written wrongly. You have to place this AND gate above and this AND gate you have to place downside. Okay, these two AND gates you have to swap. And these two lines, one is x and one is y. This is x and this is y. So D3 is equal to xy. D3 is equal to xy. So in this diagram, you have to reverse these two AND gates. So here you have to write down D1. Here you have to write down D2. But in this diagram, D0, D2, D1, D3 are available. So you shift these two AND gates. You will get D0, D1, D2, D3. It is very simple thing. It is very simple thing. Here D0 is equal to 1 when x bar y bar. D1 is equal to 1 when x bar y. D2 is equal to 1 when x y bar. D3 is equal to 1 when x y. These are the four combinations you have to develop. Right? You have to develop this four combination. This is the circuit diagram is available in this decoder box. In this decoder box, this circuit diagram here we have. Okay, and I said one more thing that is very important. Enable signal. So here you have to draw one enable signal. This enable signal you have to connect for these 3 AND gates. So I have connected this enable signal for these 3 AND gates. If enable is equal to 1, then only AND gate will check the remaining combinations. Why? Because if these 3 inputs are 1, then only it will produce the output 1. If any one of the input is equal to 0, automatically output is equal to 0. So E signal you have to keep always 1. E signal you have to keep always 1 for this AND gates. Okay. Right. So this is the 2 to 4 encoder diagram. Okay. 2 to 4 decoder. 2 to 4 decoder diagram. This is the 2 to 4 decoder diagram. Right. So 2 to 4 decoder diagram with active low outputs with active low enable signal. So actually here enable signal is normal enable signal. Here outputs are normal output signals. So see here next again 2 to 4 decoder example here we are taking. But see here we have decoder. This encoder signal, it consisting of at the end we have a bubble. Here we have one bubble, and at the output terminals also here we have bubble. That bubble is representing an inverter operation. That bubble is representing an inverter operation. Actually, I said that this kit is working when E is equal to 1. But here an inverter is there. Here we have an inverter. So see here, this diagram we are connected like this. Okay, this is a decoder circuit. Here, I have placed a NOT gate. Okay, now I am giving the E. So see here, this bubble is nothing but as a NOT gate here. Actually, when you are giving here 1, that is going to working condition. Now I am giving E before the inverter. Okay, when you are giving E is equal to 0, this 0 is converted to 1 and this kit is going to working situation. Here, E is, if you are giving E is equal to 1, this 1 is converted to 0 and that kit is going to off situation. So here you are giving active low enable signal. So this is called E bar. Here you are giving E bar, not E. You are not giving any E signal. You are giving E bar. That is works for 0. That is not works for 1. That is not working for 1. That is very, very important. So this is the enable bar. This is the enable bar. And here D0, D1, D2, 3. D2, D3. These 3 are also, these 4 terminals also, outputs are active low outputs. So when you are taking directly the output, that is called active high signal. When you are taking reverse of the output signals, then that is called active low signals. Active low signals. So this is active low enable signal. These are the active low output signals. Okay. So see here, the same diagram I said that previously. Previously it is not worked for 0. Now it is not worked for 1. It is not worked for 1. So not working condition. Previously I said that 0, 0, 0, 0. Here I said that outputs are also active low outputs. If it is 1, it is not in the working condition. If it is 0, then it is in the working condition. So not working condition. So see here, 0, 1, both are reverse operations. Here 1 is representing not working condition. Here 0 is representing working conditions. So when you are giving 0, 0, so see here, D0 is going to on condition. That is we are representing with 0 and remaining output, all the outputs are in the deactivated. Deactivated combinations we are representing with 1. So remember one thing, if it is 1, that is the off situation. If it is 0, that is the on situation in the active low logic. When you have taken active low signals, for that 0 is on situation, 1 is not on condition, that is an off condition. So see here enable is equal to 1. Then it is not working situation. XY inputs are we are not taking. Output, all outputs are 1, where 1 is the deactivated situation. For 0, when E is equal to 0, then only the kit is going to work. Then only the kit is going to work in working situation. So XY 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. We have not changed the inputs. Inputs are normal inputs only. These are the normal inputs only. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So coming to the outputs, if here you have to select D naught. Remaining all the terminals you are not selecting, that is D naught. If you are selecting, that is you have to represent with the 0. If you are selecting D1, you have to represent with 0. If you are selecting D2, D3, you have to represent with 0. And remaining all the combinations you have to represent with 1, where 1 is not working condition. This is an example for active low signals. So this is its corresponding diagram. So see here, in the place of AND gate, I have placed a NAND gate. In the place of AND gate, I have placed a NAND gate. It is very simple operation, right? Actually, after the output, you have to place NOT gate. After AND gate, you have to place a NOT gate. AND gate after NOT gate. So see here, AND gate, it is followed with a NOT gate, that is called NAND gate. That is NAND gate we have placed here. The NAND gate we have placed here. Okay. So this is the logic diagram for 2 to 4 decoder. Next. 3 to 8 decoder. Coming to the 3 to 8 decoder. For 3 to 8 decoder, we have 3 inputs. They are A0, A1, A2, otherwise X, Y, Z. You can take anything. So here I have written A0, A1, A2. Otherwise, if you don't want, I will take A, X, Y, Z. Decoded into 8 outputs. 3 inputs are there. Totally 8 outputs. Y0 to Y7. Y0, Y1, Y2, Y3, Y4, Y5, Y6, Y7. Totally 8 output signals are available. Each output we are representing with Yi, where I is equal to 0 to 7. Represent one of the minterms of the 3 input variable. Y0 is nothing but as 000. That is M0 it is representing. Each output is representing each input combination. The each input combination we are representing as with a minterm. Where Yi is equal to 1 when the binary number is equal to AI, A2, A1, A0. So if M3 you are taking, so then I is equal to 3. So when I is equal to 3, the A2, A1, A0 values are 0, 1, 1. So when I is equal to 3, so Yi means Y3. Y3 terminal is going to 1. Y3 terminal is going to 1 here. Next, it's very simple thing. Output is equal to minterm. If minterm 1, then output is equal to Y1. If M1, the output Y1 is going to on. If M5 you have taken, Y5 is going to on. If M7 you have taken, then Y7 terminal is going to on situation. That is very simple operation. Next, the output variables are mutually exclusive. Exactly, one output has one value 1 at any time, and other 7 outputs are 0. Totally here we have 8 outputs. One output must be 1, and remaining all the outputs are 0 for the decoder. That is what he in this point mentioned. Okay. Now see here, 3 to 8 decoder. Here we have 3 inputs: 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, 1. So these are the 8 input possible combinations, and D0 to D7 values are there. So see here, 000. This is representing as M0. This is representing as M0, and this is M1, and this is M2, and this is M3, and this is M4, and this is M5, and this is M6, and this is M7. Okay? When you have taken M7, you have to select D7, right? Outputs you can represent with Y or you can represent with D. The outputs of the decoder you can represent with the D or you can represent with Y. Here I have represented D. Okay, so see here, D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7. When you selected M7, the inputs are 1, 1, 1 and the output is equal to D7. Here the condition is Di is equal to Mi. So here I said that M7, now D7. So when you have selected input as M7, the output of the D7 is going to 1. Remaining all are zeros. So see here, M7, then D7 is equal to 1 and remaining all the combinations are zeros here. Okay, so this is the 3 to 8 decoder. operation. So when you have selected any one of the input, the output, any one of the output should be activated only at that time. Only one output should be activated. Okay, right? It's see here. Here we are switching on any one of the output. Remaining all the outputs we are going to switch off situation. It is working and remaining all are not working situations. Okay. Now coming to this block diagram generalized representation. So X, Y, Z, three inputs are available and outputs D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7. Where D0 is equal to X bar, Y bar, Z. So see here, D0 is equal to 1. At that time inputs are X bar, Y bar, Z. So that is the first min term M0. Next M1, next M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, M7. D1 is equal to X bar, Y bar, Z. M2, D2 is equal to X bar, Y, Z bar. M3, D3 is equal to X bar, Y, Z. Like that we have total 8 output signals. Here we have 1 enable signal, 3 input signals and 8 output signals. 8 output signals total here we have. It is very simple. You have to practice continuously. 3 to 8 decoder. First you have to take your notebook. First you draw 2 to 4 decoder. Then you have to draw 3 to 4 decoder. Now you have to draw the internal diagram for 3 to 8 decoder. Now you have to draw for the same truth table. You have to draw 3 to 8 decoder internal diagram. So see here I have drawn here X, Y, Z. Total I have 3 input signals and D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7. Total 8 output signals are available. And this first indicator, this is connected to X bar, Y bar, Z bar. So see here X bar signal. I will represent with red color line. See carefully. So this is the X value and this is the X bar value. This is connected to this indicate and this is Y signal, Y bar signal. This is connected to here and this is Z signal and inverter is there. So for that it is converted as Z bar and this Z bar is connected to this indicate. For this indicate we have given X bar, Y bar, Z bar. Totally D0 is equal to X bar, Y bar, Z bar. Like that you have to draw the first indicate. The remaining indicates you have to draw like this. D1 is equal to X bar, Y bar, Z. So D1 is equal to X bar, Y bar, Z. First take X bar, next take Y bar, next you have to take the Z signal. Right? Like that you have to draw the internal diagram, the internal logic diagram. Okay? So you have to practice at your homes. Okay? So this is the 3 to 8 decoder internal diagram. Right? In the next class, we will see higher order decoders using lower order decoders. That means just now we discussed about 3 to 8 decoder. Then 3 to 8 decoder without using any AND gates, by using 2 to 4 decoders, how to implement the 3 to 8 decoder operation. So see here, finally total 3 inputs we have to give, 8 outputs we have to take. Okay, that is the main part, main activity, main criteria, and you have to use 2 to 4 decoders. Previously 3 to 8 decoder we have seen. In the place of 3 to 8 decoder, you have to use 2 to 4 decoders. Okay, so same 3 inputs you have to give and 8 outputs we have to take. That is the logic we have to develop in the next class. That is higher order decoders using lower order decoders. Okay, right. Thank you.